Another rally today aimed at sending a message to Congressman Pete Stauber. This time it started at Planned Parenthood in Duluth before migrating to the representative's office in Hermantown. It was organized by Planned Parenthood, reacting to Stauber's support of a budget bill that could cut Medicaid for many.
Northern News Now's Jeffrey McClure was there to witness the group's giant delivery to the congressman's office.
Duluthian Kat Provo has faced chronic fertility issues, multiple miscarriages, and survived an ectopic pregnancy.
The support I received from my healthcare providers carried me through some of the darkest times of my life, both physically and emotionally. I am here and I'm alive because of that care.
She joined Planned Parenthood leaders and Duluth DFL Senator Jen McEwen for a drop-off event meant to send a message to Congressman Pete Stauber.
It's hard to describe the kind of politics of cruelty that we're seeing right now coming from Washington to take away such basic human rights.
That criticism comes after Stauber's February vote in support of a budget bill that experts say could cut Medicaid by $880 million.
Under the Trump administration, we've seen repeated attempts to gut funding for critical programs like Medicaid and Title X.
The rural population already struggles to receive basic health care. According to the Congressional District Health Dashboard, a quarter of Stauber's 8th District constituents rely on Medicaid. The group says that's about 151,000 people.
Volunteers help us to demonstrate just how many people 151,000 is. We will be dropping off 151,000 pink beads at Rep. Stauber's office today.
The office wasn't open to the public as there's a sign on the door saying meeting by appointment only.
We are currently living in a world, in a timeline, where we have to beg our representatives for basic access to health care. We have to beg for access to birth control, cancer screenings, STI testing, and treatment.
In Duluth, Jeffrey McClure, Northern News Now.
Now, we did reach out to Stauber for reaction to the rally, but have not heard back.
However, he has defended his vote for that budget bill, saying it protects programs like Medicaid rather than cuts them.